My name is Deb Andrews, and I want to welcome you to the Candidate Forum presented by the League of Women Voters of Winnebago County, with co-sponsors the League of Women Voters of Appleton Fox Cities Advocates for Public Education, Esther Fox Valley, and the Doty Island Development Council. We also thank the City of Neenah for the use of their space and their offer to record these forums. The recordings will be available in a few days and posted at our YouTube channel, our website, lwvwinnebago.org, and on Facebook at LWV Winnebago. The League of Women Voters seeks to inform citizens about major public policy issues and about candidates seeking public office. We never support nor oppose any political party or candidate. The League publishes a monthly newsletter and has an active Facebook page. In addition to this forum, another way to get to know your candidates and thereby make an informed choice is to visit vote411.org. All candidates received an invitation to submit to Vote 411, and one of my colleagues tells me that for the first time, every candidate completed that information. So it will be very useful to use that resource and to tell your friends. So let's get started. Those of you in the audience may submit questions on the sheets provided. Just wave them in the air and a League member will pick them up. Questions must be for all candidates and may not single out a candidate. Questions may be edited for brevity and clarity, and while we hope to cover as many as we can, we may not have time for all. Two candidates are competing to represent District 1 in Neenah, incumbent Kari Lendrum and Brian Defferding. Thank you both for being here. Candidates, please keep your answers concise so we may cover as many issues as possible, and our timekeeper Dale will give you cues. You will each be given the same amount of time for each question. And we'll start out with having you each give 2 minutes to summarize your background, qualifications, and your motivation for seeking a seat on the Neenah Common Council. Why should voters choose you over your opponents? And we'll begin with Kari.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Glad everyone is here. Nice to see some familiar faces and some new faces too, which is really nice. First, I wanted to thank the League of Women Voters, of course, for providing this opportunity to our residents. It really does help all of us get to know the candidates that will be representing us. And thank you to all of you for taking your time out and coming to this forum. We really appreciate it. I want to begin by saying it's been an honor to serve the residents of Neenah's 1st District since 2011. I'm a homeowner, a landlord, a professional property manager, and work part-time at the YMCA. I pay several homes' property taxes and provide safe and fairly priced rentals. It's a passion of mine. So paying taxes is clearly in the forefront of my mind. I have lived in this beautiful city for 35 years, raised both my kids here who have successfully launched their careers and, launched their careers and families. I am currently the chair of the Public Services and Safety Committee. I'm also the co-chair of Public Board of Works, a voting member of the Fox Cities MPO, which is the Metropolitan Planning Organization of the Fox Cities, a branch of the East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission. And I am also on the Loan Assistance Board. How much time do I have? Okay. I have previously served on the Community Development Authority, Berkshire Muller Museum of Glass Board, Joint Review Board, and the Landmarks Board. I have volunteered for 15 years in the school district, taught adult reading with the Literacy Council, served for years on Doty Island Community Partners Board. 20 years ago, learned about budgeting through United Way nonprofit financial review board, and that's it.
Thank you. Brian?
Thank you. Really appreciate everyone coming out today. I'm all about community. So I was a county board supervisor for Winnebago County for 8 years, for 6 years actually, from 2018 to 2024. I was on the Planning and Zoning Committee during that time. I was also on the Judiciary and Public Safety Committee, and during that time I was also on the Wisconsin Counties Association's Judicial and Public Safety Committee, and then I also served on the National Association of Counties Justice and Public Safety Committee. During that time, I was also on the board of directors for Reach Counseling. Reach Counseling is based here in Neenah. They also have a satellite office over in Appleton, and they service victims of sexual assault and human trafficking, and they also do sexual assault prevention educations in the schools and churches. I'm a volunteer citizen member of the Safe Streets Initiative, which is a coordinating council that oversees all the diversion programs within Winnebago County. I'm also on the board of directors for the Winnebago Conflict Resolution Center, and one of the things that I've been doing on that board is directing the Conflict Resolution Center to steer towards restorative justice conversations for juvenile offenders. And I'm very much a strong believer in community, and I'm a man of action, and that's why I'm running.
Thank you both. And now we have questions from the audience. These were either submitted online ahead of time or by you folks tonight. And our first one is, what are your top priorities the city council, the city and the council need to address right now? And we'll start with Brian this time.
Thank you. Definitely the big elephant in the room is the amount of money that the city of Neenah is borrowing. Currently, the city of Neenah is borrowing over $20 million. And this is after we've raised property taxes by 6.1%. So that property tax increase is just the first shoe dropping. We're going to be seeing a lot more property tax increases if we continue this trajectory of spending. Furthermore, one of the other big issues that I think that needs to be addressed is Arrowhead Park. And that's something that I've been very much outspoken on in regards to the city of Neenah. I think that it's very clear that there's too many what ifs in regards to developing over Arrowhead Park. There's too many possibilities that it could fail. There's too many possibilities that it could pollute into the rivers, lakes, and streams. And I definitely think we need to put the brakes on developing over Arrowhead Park. It's become an open tab to residents. We spent over $3 million over the last 15 years just to prepare to develop over it, and we still don't have clearance from the DNR yet. So I think it's time for us to put the brakes on that and adjust our priorities into what is what I consider to be the basic infrastructure of the city. We need to tend to our garden, and that garden is the primary objectives of the city is roads and public safety. So those are the two things that we should take a look at. And as a person that is a strong believer in the community, I think that we need to coordinate the city with the county in regards to our diversion programs here in the city of Neenah. Thank you.
Thank you. Carrie, same question.
Thank you. The immediate top priorities for me is we have done some huge projects that we absolutely had to do. We had to renovate the Station 31 fire station. We had to develop a training center at the police department, and we also had to do shoreline restoration at Doty Park because it was actually dangerous. There were huge holes it was so eroded. So with those came huge bills. So I pulled this right out of the budget. It says taxes increased 6.11, but that is not correct. That is misinformation. We have increased development in South Neenah incredibly. We are at record. So it actually disperses that tax, and we are now only paying 3.65%. So, but what we have to do, 15 seconds, what we have to do is now start cutting bare bones until we pay off that debt. After we do that, we can reassess. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is, in the seat you are seeking, what actions will you take to make Neenah a welcoming and inclusive place for all people, including those who are different from you? And this time we'll start with Carrie.
Well, number one is the new development that hopefully will happen on South Commercial, the new eminent, it's mixed use apartment. It's a multifamily, it's workforce housing. It's on the old Harn site. It'll be a beautiful addition to that area. It'll bring lots of shoppers to that area too. The only thing we're waiting for is for the developer to get confirmation for the Section 42 tax credits. That'll happen in May. These are 100% different than Section 8. Has nothing to do with Section 8 vouchers, and I'll explain that after the forum. The workforce housing is sorely needed for hospital staff, new teachers, seniors wanting to downsize, and other median home income workers who work in our factories and corporations. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian, same question.
So I think that there's already some existing resources here in the Fox Valley that we could probably incorporate. A perfect example is the resource Celebrate Diversity Fox Cities. I know that they have various programs where they do certain events. I think it would be great if we could bring some of their events back here in Neenah. We've got plenty of places for them to do that. So I think that would be very important. And I think it's important for us to promote certain events from certain cultures and allow that space. And that's just it, is that we need to allow that space for them to celebrate their culture and to bring that here to the Valley. So I think that's probably one of the number one things that we need to do is connect with existing resources and bring them into Neenah and just be like, hey, we've got some open spaces here. Why don't we have some events? Why don't you host some events here? And that's how we do it, is that we need to be welcoming. We need to invite them in.
Thank you. Next question is, what do you see as the best way to get businesses to locate in Neenah? And Brian, it's your turn if you can.
So there's definitely some concerns that I've spoken to in regards to that question. So I'm glad you asked that question, because I know of a particular person that I won't name names, that person that I've been speaking to. He's been trying to develop on Doty Island, but has been misdirected by City Council. And not only that, but has been told that he has to need to build berms, he has to build, there's setback ordinances, and there are certain things that he needs to do, which would reduce the amount of space that he would have to invest. If you're on the City Council, you got to take a look at those city codes. You got to take a look at those setback ordinances. See if you can maybe look into introducing a variance process if need be, or take a look at the codes itself. Why do we have them? Is there really a need for them to for us to have it there? Can we allow some flexibility for that? Because we have people that are willing to actually invest here in the community. We just need to be accommodating to them. And that's the most important thing, is that we need to have a city government that allows that flexibility, that allows that freedom.
Thank you. Carrie, same question.
Thank you. Another a really wonderful tool. Actually, Neenah wouldn't be Neenah, and we wouldn't have the jobs if we didn't have TIFs. And TIFs is not a controversial subject at all. It pays off big time. We have since retired a few TIFs already. They're like laddered. Some are already retired, and we are now benefiting from the increased value of the buildings that were built with TIF. So some, yes, are in the future, but that's why we ladder them. So TIF is a tax incremental financing tool. TID is the actual tax district. These are all in our budget books. I've got them right here if you want to look at them. You can see the maps and you can see the accounts and how we, I can't see the yellow, and how we how those are managed. So you can see them. I'll show you right after the forum. And also, the state did a wonderful thing in allowing cities to keep 1 year of increment, and we got $850,000 to keep it for 1 year open, and that is for our Houses to Homes program for people who need help with their houses to repair. Thank you.
Thank you. This question has to do with supporting development and parking on Doty Island. How can the city be supportive of those endeavors? And Carrie, we'll start with you.
So far, I've only known one issue with parking. So far, we don't have an issue. We do have a plan. I am looking forward to collaborating with Menasha in having a complete plan for Doty Island and bringing in housing and businesses. Parking, I don't see as a problem. There's one parking spot that I know is a bone of contention for somebody, but for the most part, we really don't have a parking issue. And the vitalization of the new doctors' housing that's being attached to next door, the old Roosevelt School, I'm just so excited about that. I'm hoping that's a restaurant being built next door too. I think that is going to be the absolute catalyst for development. And every development has to go through Plan Commission and has to provide enough parking by ordinance. So there's no worry about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian, same question.
Thank you. It's funny you mentioned that because the very person that I spoke to about him having some problems developing on Doty Island, he lives in Menasha. So he lives in Menasha and he wants to develop in Neenah. And one of the problems is that his parking was taken away with bike lanes. No discussion was made with him, none. Furthermore, there were 7 pages of parking changes that was done back in October of 2024. And there was no actual public discussion on it. It was passed because the traffic coordinator left for Menasha, and so he had 7 pages of parking changes that he wanted to get made, and so it was all passed on that same day. No discussion, just pass, just go ahead, rubber stamp it, and his parking spaces were gone. And that is a problem when it comes to small businesses, because if you take away 3 spaces, just imagine that. You take away 3 spaces, that's every half hour you get a new customer. You get a new customer every half hour. How much revenue is that business going to get? How much revenue is that business going to sustain? And if you take away all of that, how do you expect a business to thrive? So that is the problem, is that they say that the city is accommodating to people that want to develop on Doty Island. That is not the case. That is incorrect. We need to start doing that. We need to start being more accommodating to people that want to develop on Doty Island instead of saying otherwise.
Thank you. This questioner wants to know about trees. So many trees have died on our older streets. Can we do something to encourage or pay for new trees? And Brian, we'll start with you this time.
All right. Could you just repeat that question one more time?
So many trees have died on our older streets. Can we do something to encourage or pay for new trees?
Yes. I think that, well, I mean, this goes back into what we have. We have existing resources here in Neenah. Specifically, there's one chapter that I can think of, the Wild Ones. They have a Fox Valley chapter. The Wild Ones is located all over the United States. But one of their biggest things is that they want to promote native plants, shrubs, and tree growth, and native wildlife, native prairies around the Fox cities, and they want to restore this. And I think that we could partner with them. That is a perfect time for us to partner with them and say, okay, what can we do to promote native growth here in Neenah? Because, I mean, that's the thing. You know, you see with the logo with Neenah, you see the tree. You know, of course, there's the council tree with the indigenous tribes back then. And so I think that we could partner with them and see what we could do to promote native trees here in Neenah. It's really not that hard. I think it's all about just coordinating existing resources and bringing them together, because I think that's what community is all about.
Thank you. Carrie, same question.
Thank you. We have an arborist on staff, and we also have a huge tree plan, and it's all charted out. You can see it if you ask for it. We do have budget for tree replacement. Every tree that has been taken out for, let's just say, road reconstruction is replaced, unless the homeowner doesn't want it. There have been people that have said, I don't want to bother with the tree up front on my terrace. I don't want to take care of it. I don't want to mow around it. So they have the option of not planting. So it doesn't always happen, but we have the chart is really interesting. You should ask our parks to see it. So, thank you.
Thank you. And it looks like we have time for one more question from the audience, and that will be, what should we do with vacant buildings like the warehouse on Main Street? And Carrie, it's your time to go first.
Okay. So the warehouse, that white warehouse building, is that what they're talking about? Probably, yeah. Okay, right next to Arrowhead Park, it's that big warehouse building. Okay, that's another beautiful entrance into our downtown. And that is still in negotiation to remove that big white warehouse on the edge of Arrowhead Park. It will improve, obviously, the aesthetics. It will improve the ability to develop there. The city was deeded that land, the Arrowhead Park land, but I just want to go into a little bit about Arrowhead Park because that's part of the entrance to it. With that gift comes with obligatory projects like specific grading, stormwater plan, methane detection system, all mandated by the DNR, and will always have to be monitored. 30 seconds. This is a very rare gift to get deeded a park of that size, and it is only going to be used for public trust. That's the law. It may be the only one in the United States that is this complicated, and that's why we have to have outside counsel that are very, very specific in their knowledge with environmental law. So that warehouse will be part of that beginning. Thank you.
Thank you.
In regards to environmental law, I know that the city of Neenah hired an environmental attorney for $77,000. That was a couple years ago. Has he shown up at any of the meetings? Has he shown up to answer any questions from the public? No, he hasn't. This has been ongoing with the city of Neenah for a long time. Another $25,000 here, another $77,000 here. It just keeps adding up. In regards to that specific warehouse, I think you need to ask the question, who owned that warehouse? How long did that person own that warehouse? And then what are we doing with it? And chances are it probably is a TIF district. And I hate to say it, but I disagree with Carrie Lendrum on this. TIF districts are anti-free market. It provides preferential treatment to large corporations and big businesses. It is one of the reasons why our property taxes went up. And they went up 6.1% because I looked at my property tax bill. It didn't go up 3.6. It went up 6.1. And that, and per our Vicki Rasmussen, the city finance director, that has shown that TIF districts is one of the contributing reasons why our property taxes went up. So I think the key thing that we need to do with a lot of the existing properties that the city has is to sell. Put an RFP and put it out onto like national databases and sell it. Find adjacent property owners and say how much would you like this for, and just basically have a big list and assess a big list and then sell it.
Thank you. I'm sorry we could not get to all of the audience questions, but I thank you for the questions. You gave a good range of things to talk about. And now each of the candidates has 1 minute to wrap up with any additional statement that you'd like to make. And Brian, this time it's your time to start.
All right. So, as I said before, I'm a very much a big believer in the community. And as a person that is a citizen member of the Safe Streets Initiative, one of the things that they do is, like I said before, they overlook diversion programs for Winnebago County. And what diversion programs do is that they connect existing resources within Winnebago County, and they basically have the community become a community. And that's one of the ways that we can reduce recidivism, and not only that, but create long-lasting human connections. And this has been a repeat that you could see that I've been saying in regards to like connecting to Celebrate Diversity Fox Cities, the Wild Ones. We have existing resources here, and I really think it's important for us to make those connections, because that's what I want to do as on City Council for Neenah.
Thank you. Carrie?
Thank you. In closing, I want to say that Neenah has become a destination thanks to the incredible team of staff, council members, and of course, our jewel of the city, future Neenah. I want to keep that forward momentum going and continue to retain our mom and pop businesses, our large corporations who hire an immense amount of Neenah residents at living wages. And I want to retain our retirees who may want to downsize. We need to attract young people to work in our corporations, factories, retail, and nonprofits. For this to happen, we need a variety of housing. Young college or technical college grads may not be ready to buy a house, but we want to encourage them to establish roots here for when they are ready to buy a home. I don't have enough time to finish here. Okay, I have no time. Well, we do have some different, okay, there we go. I gotta stop.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
This concludes the forum for Neenah Common Council. On Tuesday, April 7th, provided you live in Neenah District 1, you may vote for one of these candidates. You may also vote early. Contact your local clerk for more information. After a short break at about 6:45, we will reconvene with the Neenah School Board Forum. Thank you all.